Welcome to our YouTube video on 10 supernatural powers from the deities of world mythology. In ancient times, gods and deities were believed to possess incredible powers beyond the realm of mortals. From shape-shifting to flight, invisibility to elemental control, immortality to healing, these supernatural abilities were attributed to ancient gods and were revered by various cultures around the world. In this video, we will explore some of the most fascinating powers of the gods and world mythology, delving into the myths and legends that have captivated the imaginations of people for centuries. Get ready to be amazed by the inspiring supernatural abilities of these ancient gods that continue to intrigue us to this day.
10. Shape-shifting.
Shape-shifting, one of the most common supernatural powers attributed to ancient deities, is often seen as a clever trick up their sleeves. With the ability to change their form, shape-shifting gods could easily extricate themselves from any troublesome situation, eliminating the need for elaborate explanations in myths. This awe-inspiring ability is prevalent in various ancient mythological worlds, with notable examples in Greek and Norse mythology. Zeus, the king of the Greek gods, was renowned for his skill in shape-shifting. He would transform into different creatures to achieve his goals, often using it to seduce and have relationships with women, resulting in the birth of numerous demigods who became the stuff of Greek legends. Similarly, the Norse trickster god Loki was also famed for his shape-shifting prowess. As a mischievous deity, Loki would use this power to trick, deceive, and manipulate other gods. For instance, he once transformed into a flea to gain entry into the locked bedroom of the goddess Frigg.
9. Flight.
The power of flight, allowing one to soar freely through the skies, was considered a formidable ability in ancient times when the flight of birds was both admired and mysterious. Deities and beings capable of flying were revered for their immense power. In Hindu mythology, the demigod Garuda was revered as the mount of the great god Vishnu. As the king of all birds, Garuda possessed mighty wings that carried him swiftly wherever he desired. On the other hand, in ancient Europe, it was often animals that were associated with wings. The Pegasus, a majestic winged horse in Greek mythology, was a prime example. Similarly, in Norse mythology, there was Hofvarpnir, the wondrous horse of the goddess Gienah. With the ability to swiftly glide through the air and over the water's surface, Hofvarpnir aided the goddess in her astral world errands, showcasing the awe-inspiring power of flight in ancient mythological tales.
8. Invisibility.
The power of invisibility has long been a coveted ability, with countless gods and creatures in ancient myths possessing this supernatural gift. In Greek mythology, the Cap of Invisibility, also known as the Helm of Hades, was a legendary artifact with the power to render its wearer invisible to other supernatural beings. This coveted item made appearances in numerous myths and was worn by notable figures such as Athena and Hermes. Similarly, in Old Norse mythology, there is the Tarn Cap, a magical cloak of concealment worn by the hero Siegfried in the epic tale Nibelungen song. Acquired from the dwarf Albrich, this enchanted cape granted Siegfried the ability to become invisible to the naked eye, aiding him in achieving his heroic endeavors. The allure of invisibility as a supernatural power has captured the imaginations of ancient peoples, and these mythological tales continue to fascinate us to this day.
7. Elemental control.
In ancient mythology, many gods were revered as personifications of natural elements, granting them the power to control the weather at will. This supernatural ability was often depicted in various myths and legends, making it one of the most commonly seen powers in ancient cultures. One notable example is Agni, the fiery god of Hinduism, who was believed to be the master of lightning, sun, and flame. As the controller of the basic elements, Agni was believed to have the power to dictate the fates of mortals, and thus he was widely worshipped in Hindu culture. Similarly, in ancient Egyptian religion, Ra, the god of the sun, held immense power over the warmth and light that could determine the fate of life and death for the common people. Deities who controlled the elements were highly revered and worshipped, as they were believed to have the ability to provide favorable weather conditions for crops and growth, or unleash devastating weather events such as hail and harsh winters. The control of weather was a significant aspect of many ancient mythologies, highlighting the awe and reverence that humans have held for the power of nature throughout history.
6. Immortality.
In ancient mythology, immortality is often considered a defining characteristic of gods. as it sets them apart from mortal beings. Many ancient deities were associated with immortality, perpetual resurrection, or guiding souls into the afterlife. One prominent example is the Egyptian goddess Isis, who was revered for her immortality and ability to resurrect the dead, earning her worship over many centuries. Similarly, in the Far East, the goddess Amaterasu, known as the goddess of the sun, was believed to be immune to death. Dionysus, the ancient Greek and Roman god of wine, fertility, and ritual frenzy, was also considered immortal, constantly resurrecting no matter what. In fact, in ancient mythology, most gods were believed to be immortal, living on in the myths and beliefs of their worshippers. The concept of immortality was highly significant in ancient mythology, reflecting the belief in the eternal nature of gods and their divine powers that transcended the mortal realm.
5. Healing.
In ancient times, the power of healing was believed to be exclusive to the most powerful gods. In an era when medicine was poorly understood, people had to rely on the gods for the healing of their bodies and souls. In ancient Greece, the major god Apollo and his son Asclepius were revered as the patron gods of medicine. Greek doctors placed their faith not only in their own surgical skills but also in the supernatural powers of these gods. Similarly, in the Old Norse religion, the goddess of healing and medicine was Air. She was associated with Lifjaberg, also known as Healing Hill, where it was believed that anyone who climbed to the top and left an offering would be cured of sickness. In the pre-Christian Norse world, placing trust in the gods was crucial as the knowledge of medicine and healing was limited. Offering prayers and making offerings to the gods was believed to bring about salvation from sickness. The belief in the healing powers of gods in ancient cultures highlights the importance of divine intervention in matters of health and well-being, and the reliance on supernatural powers for the cure of ailments.
4. Teleportation.
The power of swift travel from one place to another was often reserved for the most revered of gods in ancient mythology. In ancient Greece, this ability was attributed to Hermes, the messenger of the gods. With his magical winged sandals, Hermes could swiftly travel to any destination he desired, bridging the realms of the gods and mortal men. Similarly, in Norse mythology, Odin, the chief Norse god, possessed the power of shape-shifting into any animal and quickly moving to different places, enabling him to travel with unparalleled speed. In Hinduism, the major god Ganesha, known as the creator and remover of obstacles, was also believed to possess the ability to travel anywhere effortlessly. The power of teleportation or swift travel was often associated with the most prominent and revered gods in various mythologies, signifying their supreme status and divine capabilities.
3. Mind control.
Throughout history, gods were often believed to possess powers that surpassed the realms of possibility, including the ability to control minds. This power was reserved for only the most potent of deities in various mythologies. In Hinduism, it was Kali, the goddess of ultimate power, destruction, time, and change, who was associated with mind control. In ancient Greece, it was Hypnos, the god of sleep, the mind, mental state, psychic abilities, and hypnosis, from whom the modern word hypnosis is derived. There are numerous instances in mythology where gods would strip mere mortals of their sanity. For example, in Greek mythology, Dionysus, the god of wine, fertility, ritual frenzy, and grapes, drove Lycoergos mad, leading him to commit heinous acts such as killing his family and mutilating himself. Similarly, the goddess Hera made Heracles go mad in one of the myths, depriving him of logic and sanity. Additionally, there were strikingly beautiful goddesses who would use their charms to completely mind control mortal heroes without hesitation. The power of mind control was often attributed to the most powerful and influential gods in mythology, showcasing their supremacy and ability to influence the minds and actions of mortals.
2. Resurrection.
The concept of death and rebirth, resurrection from the dead, and ascension to the afterlife were widely believed in by ancient civilizations. During times when mortality rates were high, people sought solace in the belief that gods could grant them resurrection and eternal life. In ancient Egypt, the power of resurrection was associated with Osiris. As the god of the afterlife, resurrection, fertility, and the dead, Osiris was brought back to life by the goddess Isis and became the god of resurrection. The myth of resurrection is ancient and has persevered through time like no other. In fact, it was a belief that endured for so long that it was later attributed to Jesus Christ, where resurrection plays a crucial role in Christian mythology.
1. Superhuman strength.
Not all gods and goddesses possess physical strength, as this power is reserved for only a select few who wield it to their advantage. In Old Norse mythology, superhuman strength was a unique ability possessed by Thor, the god of thunder. Throughout his legendary exploits, Thor's incredible strength played a pivotal role. He was famously known for wearing Megingtr, the power belt, a magical item that granted him immense strength and allowed him to wield Mjolnir, his colossal warhammer that only he could lift. Combined with his enchanted gloves Jarngrapr, Thor's strength was unrivaled and unmatched by any other. And that's it. We've explored the fascinating world of supernatural powers from the deities of world mythology. From shape-shifting to flight, invisibility to elemental control, immortality to healing, these ancient gods were believed to possess awe-inspiring abilities beyond the realm of mortals. But hey, don't be sad if you weren't born with godlike powers. You can still enjoy the thrill of learning about these captivating myths and legends on our YouTube channel. So hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and join us as we continue to uncover the extraordinary powers of the deities from different cultures and civilizations. Thanks for watching, and remember to stay mythtastic.